what I wanted to address in this short video or in the stream is about the current raid situation. We have a lot of people wasting hours and hours trying to finish one Guardian, and the issue is that a lot of people are not prepared. Especially if you queue up with randoms, a lot of people come into the Guardian raids without proper runes, without proper combat items, and they just try their luck. A lot of people you are playing are also people who have limited times, and if they waste 3-4 hours to clear one Guardian raid, they won't be able to progress. And that's one of the reasons which will cause a lot of people to quit this game. A lot of people I know from Discord and on stream are already frustrated because of that. This will only get worse in the next 3 and tier 4 Guardian raids, because they are a little bit more annoying, or they are definitely stronger and more difficult. What I hope we will do different is preparation and runes and combat item preparations. I mentioned those things already in the last video which I uploaded. I went through the stuff which you need to prepare for each of those Guardians. You can also check out the video where I also showed you the website info LAO. You can check out on the website for each of the Guardians all the runes needed and the combat items and some engraving suggestions. So that's the first thing if you want to avoid those. And most of the people who are struggling are also people who don't have a guild or a static group. In this video I want to address that issue and make some suggestions. Some of the suggestions are obvious, but the other one is something which a lot of people don't use, and that is about the group or matchmaking or group finder. But first, the first obvious solution for this issue is find a static group. You have a lot of discords, different community discords. You can go to the looking for group channel and search for a static group. They don't need to be pros, but you have to be able to communicate with them in voice chat, and you can try to grow together, learn together. And that is a lot more important than just trying to go in randoms, and it will, in long term, it will give you the benefit of getting better together and having less fails. And you won't use a lot of gold or waste gold on failed runs, because you will have more successful runs. So that's the first thing which I would suggest to do. Find a static. A step further is the find a guild. It doesn't have to be a guild with a lot of pro players in it, with a lot of Korean experience. Just a normal English speaking guild you can talk with, find a lot of player. It's way better than going and trying luck or gamble with randoms on Guardian raids. And the third thing, which is the most important thing, is the group finder. I really hope a lot of people will watch this or just talk about this before we get the tier 3 and tier 4 Guardian raids. Because this was used in Korea, and that helped or increased the chance of success by a lot. So I have the screenshot here. Obviously I'm streaming, I can't use the English patch, but I have the English screenshots here. Let me pull it out. So I will show it once I went through the options here. I will show it in game how to do it. But first of all, this is the board where you can make or search for a party. You click on registration for recruiting if you want to open a group. There are categories, and we are focusing on weekly raid. If you use the English patch, it is called weekly raid, but it's not weekly raid actually. It's tier 1 raid, and this is tier 2 raid. And you can click on the top left to get to the group finder board. Wait a second. So once you click on one of those raids, let's say you want to search for a group for tier 1 raid, or make a group for tier 1 raid. You click on that and you will have this option. You can pick tier 1 raid, and then you can choose which Guardian you want to search for, or which Guardian you want to try out. And you can also mark this option here, which means if you don't want 2 bards, if you don't want 2 zerkers or any class double, then you can take out this one, and people, if you have already a bard, people won't be bards won't be able to apply to your group. You can also make an item level requirement, for example 290, and no one below 290 won't be able to apply. Once again, here you can pick the guardian raids. If you pick a tier 1 raid, you have the for tier 1 guardians as an option. If you pick the tier 2 raid, you have the tier 2 guardians as an option. Now, you have here in the group finder, this part here is for the group description. You can use it wisely and you can fill it with informations so that people you can sort out people. In Korea, there were 3 numbers used. I will make an example for example, for Scorpion, you can write 12, 60, 100. The first number is the amount of damage against this guardian, which is the blue rune. The blue runes will increase damage to a specific type of guardian. For example, insects. So if you write 12, 60, 100, then you are asking for people who have at least 12% damage against, if you are searching for Nakrashena, insects. The second number is 60, is for the green runes. So blue, green runes. Then after that, green runes is the resistance runes. And you want for people who want to join your party to have 60% resistance against this guardian. In this case, it would be thunder resistance. And the third number is 100, which is immunity. So blue, green, purple. And as you know, the immunity you need for Nakrashena or good to have is the shock immunity. If you write 12, 60, 100, everyone should know this is what the guy who is searching the group wants from me. And if you have it, they will apply for your group. The next thing is you can also write something like combat items needed. And if you have any special stuff to add, you can add it here. And then people will apply. You can accept people and check out, like they will be in your group. You can control right click and check out their equipment if they have the right runes and so on. And you can also write with them and ask if they have the proper combat items. And this is so important, especially if you don't want to search for statics or for guilds. You will increase the amount of successful runs just by getting the right people you can communicate with and with the right party setup. I hope a lot more people will use this and in the future, because it's such an amazing system to avoid all those frustration. And I really don't want to see a lot of people quitting in tier 3 and tier 4 raids, and later especially on weekly raids. That's going to be even more challenging. Okay, so I hope it was helpful. And as always, if you have any questions, you can ask later on YouTube or in the YouTube comments and now on the stream. Thank you guys.